Also in 1994, Walker, Texas Ranger is airing Season 2, Episode 18, Deadly Vision. Trivette leads the investigation when a little girl is kidnapped. The mother relies on a psychic, so Trivette must work with the psychic. It seems the psychic does have the ability to sense things, and together they find the girl.
Man, I love this episode, Steven. Timely. We lost a legend this week. We lost Chuck Norris, I think yesterday or the day before recording this.
Yeah.
So rest in peace to one of the big, if not the biggest badass cultural legend, Texas Ranger, apparently, too, Chuck Norris. So rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to Trivette and to, I'm assuming, CD. I think we've lost everybody, Steve. Everybody's gone now.
We lost the whole trifecta, man.
Damn. Scene 1, we're in Texas. We're seeing some fun family stuff. There's a young girl, Rebecca. She's at home with her mom. And her mom needs her to run to the store because this is the 90s, and you can send a young girl or boy to the store by themselves with no supervision. It's fine. Get your mom some smokes. Who knows? But as she's going into the store, we see what I can only say is the dictionary definition of a pedophile, Steve, or a child predator. It's a perverted-looking man in a rape van with a box full of puppies.
All the boxes are checked.
I like as any adult in the area, you got to call the cops immediately, but nobody is. He kind of creeps around some kid, maybe that had his parents with them. It's not going to work out. So he's just showing the kid some puppies, but he clocks Rebecca going in, and his pedophile senses are tingling, Steve.
It always bothers me when an actor looks like another actor. And all I got was Gary Busey / John Malkovich vibes. A very Aldi version of John Malkovich. It bothered me.
I'll find the actor. I can't remember who it is. It might be Treat Williams, who we see in something else in this week. It kind of looks like a cracked out Treat Williams. But regardless, pedophiles outside, scamming, scheming. Elsewhere, we see Walker and Trivette just doing a little surveillance mission, Steve. They're out there. And Trivette, he's the young dog. He ain't got no patience. And he don't like this bullshit just sitting around stuff. He wants to go kick some ass. And Walker's like, young blood, you got to just sit. If I was a sniper, we might be here for days.
Yeah, Trivette doesn't have time for that. I've noticed throughout this episode, Trivette does not have time for any of this shit. We cut back to the girl coming out the store. She sees the guy with the puppies, and he gives her one so she could pet. And as soon as she pets, he's like, yeah.
There's a store right there. There's people right there, Steve. But this guy, he just pulls his little girl in the van. We're into some human smuggling now, apparently. So there's a pedo out there. Amber alert. Yeah, so that happens. Then we cut back to Walker and Trivette. They're still on their surveillance. Right then and there, they see their target or whatever show up. And Walker does a little Doc Holliday action, Steve, because you know he's good with a pistol, too. And he's like, crack, crack, crack. Demolishes a gang by himself. He doesn't even really need Trivette, to be honest with you.
Yeah, he kind of does because Trivette comes in. They're a good tag team. It's about as good as Legion of Doom. Because Trivette, he comes in and he whacks this guy upside the head with a 2x4. Jim Duggan would be proud.
He's pissed off from all that surveillance. He's just pent up. So he had to get something. But he's like, man, how'd you shoot his hand, his leg? You shot him in the ear. And right before credits, Chuck Norris is like, I hit him in the left ear. I was going for the right ear. That's a little Texas Rangers humor, Steve.
Are you feeling the intro, the credit song?
No, it's not as good. It's all right, but I like the OG, just that meow, and there's you know, the one where Chuck Norris is singing his fucking heart out, Steve.
It doesn't touch that one, but I'm saying like mid 90s Walker, it's just instrumental. I like, hey, it's very mid 90s. I'm here for it.
I mean, I'll take whatever I can get at this point. This is a hidden gem that when I was watching this with my grandmother, Steve, I was like, this is garbage. Now as an adult, this is gold. It's freaking gold, Steve. So we cut from the credits. Trivette and Walker come into HQ. Basically the police, Steve, in this town, they got nothing. A girl's been kidnapped, and the local cops, the local yokels, they got No leads. They don't know what they're doing. So they've come to the experts
Mm.
for help. They come to Walker, Steve, because that's what you got to do.
Yeah, Alex introduces them to the mom and this psychic, Meredith.
Yeah.
Call me now.
It's in the cards. It's not, it's a different kind of psychic. It's not that one. But this lady, she had a vision. She had a vision and they needed a ranger. I think the psychic also said that a cop's going to help the family and his name has a C in it. And Walker's first name is Cordell, Steve. So we're all thinking, come to the right place, lady. I think this lady is psychic, but Walker's got to go, Steve. He's got a little mission in Austin. So Trivette's going to get this. And of course, like you said, Trivette's got no time for anything in this episode or in Dallas or wherever they're at, period. And he definitely doesn't have any time for a psychic, Steve, in
Looney Tunes.
Texas.
Yeah. Mother mercy. And Walker pulls Rebecca's mom to the side, like, look, I don't want you being taken advantage of. You're distraught, and people like you in your shoes, you're an easy target. So all this psycho mumbo jumbo, tarot card, voodoo-ish, it's not suited for this.
I don't want you getting taken like that. But the lady's like, I'm telling you, she's good. She's good people. So Walker eventually is just like, all right, well, we're going to do whatever we can to help you because he's Walker, Steve. It's Cordell Walker, the third, maybe. I don't know. But Trivette, he starts talking to the Meredith, the psychic, and he's basically just like, I got to buy an extra coffee because she's going to be of no use. And this is where we find out Walker, he's not going to be here. But Trivette, he's taught him everything. He taught him that sweet two-piece and a couple of detective moves that are going to do him well in this episode. So we cut the CDs. Love CDs, Steve. Love CD. Filet and fast food it for all I care. He's kind of like if Stone Cold Steve Austin just aged as a normal human being. I feel like that's what he would have been. CD.
Yeah. Let the psycho figure it out.
CD's like Obi-Wan Kenobi to these guys. So Trivette goes in. He's like, look, man, Walker just fucking fucked me. Want to hear this? I got to deal with Madame Tussaud or whatever. She's trying to tell me some shit. I just like CD's like, look, man, Walker's good people. He knows things. You know, like he's like, you just got to trust him, okay, brother?
But Trivette tries to sell him on this case. Like, look, the psychic told us that the person who's going to help us solve this case, his name starts with a C. CD.
Yeah, because CD's like, well, Walker, yeah, his name's C. He's like, yeah, Walker ain't going to be here, but you are. CD. What does CD stand for, Steve?
Cardavius.
Dialogius. It's something crazy. They're here, and now the psychics. Oh, I'm getting visions. Horses. Darkness. Oh, intense light.
The horses, they're not alive.
Trivette's just like, bitch. This bitch talking about damn horses. You see what I'm talking about, CD? This crazy bitch.
So they're at the glue factory, bitch?
He says that. I love that. What are they making Jello? Jesus.
I ain't got time for this shit.
Yeah, but Alex, she's a professional cop. She's whatever she is, the DA or whatever. And she's like, look, I think this lady's onto something. Let's just stick with this. I got a good feeling. Everybody's got a good feeling about this psychic. I'd be with Trivette. Like, bitch, this is a fucking investigation. We don't need your weird mumbo jumbo shit.
She has tarot cards, okay? She's dressed like a folk singer. You gotta buy into this.
She has a shawl. She has beaded necklaces, okay? She's the real deal. All right? I think I saw her doing some shit with some chicken feet also out in the parking lot. I don't know. Some shit's going on. So, cut from CDs to another party, Steve. It's the carnival. Love a carnival. No, I don't. I hate carnivals. They're terrible. And what we see is this pedo guy who actually kind of looks like a carny. We shouldn't be surprised he's hanging out at a carnival.
Norval is his name, too. He's just awestruck. He's staring at this little girl. She's on that carousel. And then after the carousel ends, she gets carried off by her father. And he's just got a stiffy.
Is he like trying to plan the next one? I didn't get this part of it because he's got a new kidnappee just hanging out in the closet wherever he lives. I don't know where that's at, if it's at the carnival. Seems like he lives near the carnival. So he goes back because he's getting blue balls looking at this real dad. And he's like, I'm going to go hang out with my kidnapped kid. And he goes to hang out with Rebecca and he's trying to get her to like him. She's like, I want to go home. I don't want to play checkers in this weird freaking jizz smelling closet that you got. And I like that she completely dominates him in checkers. And he's like, this shit sucks. He flips the board off.
Now pick them up. He knocks the board off the table, and back at the precinct, they're drawing like a composite picture of him using the psychic. She's got the vision of crime.
There was more pain in his eyes. I like that the sketch artist is like, oh, yeah, let me put some pain on that.
Yeah. And while Trevette's at the computer, him and Alex, and they're going through names, trying to pinpoint who this guy is, like trying to check people's previous records.
It's the state pedo list. They're like, ugh, Gary Johnson. Ugh, I bet this is the guy. Nah, he's dead. Like, okay, check that name off the list.
And then Meredith, she walks over to where they're at, and she actually sees Norval's face on the screen, and it matches the drawing when it actually doesn't. It's
No.
nothing like Norval.
But Trevette's, he's like, oh my God. And they look up his address. They do their little detective shtick. And maybe Meredith has she's got the gift, Steve. She's got the shining. She can see into the nether realm. But then we cut back to Rebecca and the Perv. That's the new show on CBS, Rebecca and the Perv. 8 p.m.'s on Monday. Now Norval, he couldn't handle checkers. So he decides to set up a game of Monopoly, which if you're getting angry at games, I feel like Monopoly, this guy's on 10, Steve.
From my experience, most Monopoly games end just like that checkers game that he played.
Either that or you're just like, fuck it. We're done. It's been 8 hours. No one's going to buy any more hotels. So, yeah. Rebecca, chill out because Norval's about to go to Ultra 10 and possibly throw some fisticuffs.
I like how she pulled out a go to jail card. She was like, this is where you're going.
Shut up. Shut up. Why don't you shut up, Rebecca?
Are you some kind of weirdo?
What do you do? Don't you have any friends your own age? You're just like drilling this guy. So cut the CD and Trivette. And they're going to pay Norval a house call at this address that they looked up. Place is empty, Steve. Pedophile's been gone. Landlord, though, is like one of the best tenants I've ever had. Shit. I let him take my son to a game. It was cool, right? And I feel like maybe this son might need to talk to the cops too. Because Norval might have gotten something out of this kid too, because he looks a little scared, Steve.
Might have been goosed. But the Rockets are my favorite team. But the lady, the mom says, like, he's like an overgrown kid. We never take him serious. Might be a little slow, but now we see the psychic. She gets home. We are introduced to Hank, played by the legendary Bryan Cranston, though.
Walter White, dude. He's
White?
there, Steve, and he's got one of the first laptops. And Meredith the psychic, I keep saying this throughout the episode. If you're a psychic, you're not expecting this.
Yeah.
He's like, wait, where are you? What? So Bryan, apparently they have some romance. They broke up. This guy's like, look, I'm back. I can help you out with this whole thing. And what we find out, Steve, is Bryan Cranston's kind of like, well, he's a leech. He's a manager. And he wants to manage Meredith because he sees something else in her. That's not just that fat ass. He wants to get into that cash too, Steve.
He hatches a plan and he's like, hey, meet me outside the courthouse. It's a surprise.
We get married? You should know. You're a psychic.
Right. Nothing should be a surprise for Meredith, honestly. Yeah. But like now Trivette, he's trying to track down Ronnie Glass, who used to be Norval's cellmate. And before Trivette even says anything, Ronnie just runs off. He runs through the car wash, and he's a slow runner because he had enough of a head start. But Trivette goes through the car wash and tackles him onto the hood of a car.
Well, I mean, he played for the Cowboys, Steve. You're outrunning an athletic legend here. But Trivette gets him. Ronnie Glass, which that's a great gangster name. I love that. Seems more of like an Italian name. But Ronnie Glass, he's like, man, I just run when I see cops, and they're questioning him, and he's like, dude, Norval, that guy was a scumbag. That guy's a straight up whack job. And they're like, well, do you ever communicate with him? He's like, no, that guy just hangs out with kids all the time. Why am I hanging out with that dude?
He goes to the arcade in the zoo where he
Yeah.
probably should be.
Chuck E. Cheese. I mean, it's everywhere, guys. He goes to Gap Kids and sits outside of the fucking dressing room.
Major
But,
Magic.
yeah, exactly. Discovery Zone, whatever. But Trivette's like, look, I got all these files on this Norval dude. I need one piece of information. This thing's telling me that when this guy gets cornered, he gets violent. Is that true? The guy's like, shit, I don't know. I saw him whoop the shit out of a kid once.
That's all I know, dude.
I mean, that's all I know. You know, they got something here. Norval, he's a pervert. And I think we already knew that. He was on a list. You know, I don't really think we learned anything new here. Cut to the courthouse. Meredith and Walter White are approaching. And it turns out, like you said, Walter White set up a little impromptu PR sesh where he's lined up interviews with the local press to just sort of shed light on the fact that Meredith is the local psychic in the mix trying to save this case, Steve. Because these cops, they're not capable. Okay.
He looks at it as free promo. Hey, y'all want y'all tarots read? This holla at her. You know what I'm saying? Y'all want y'all's future present? Y'all want to talk to the dead? Your missed loved ones? Yo, get at my girl.
1-800 Meredith. All day, all night. Here's the thing, though, Steve. Trivette, he ain't having it. CD ain't having it. You're impeding on an investigation. So they mess up the promos. You know, Trivette's putting his hand over the thing. I like how they shoo Bryan Cranston away. He's like, you got to get out of here. And CD's like, get
a stray dog in his backyard.
Get
now.
Getting out of here. Sounds like he's from New Orleans. Meredith's like, I'm so sorry. The guy he blows my back out, but he is not a good businessman. So I'm sorry about that.
He's not a good person, but he could slang.
You'd be surprised. You know, Trivette, they're not concerned that this psychic didn't know any of this was going on, but they need to get her home, right? So they're taking her home. And she's like kind of having visions and stuff, but kind of feeling like shitty about everything. As they're like driving, she's like, oh, it's so close. Stop the car. So they stop, and literally, you turn your head right, Steve. There's an armed robbery going on in a convenience store. So this bitch can smell crime, basically.
They go into the store. These robbers are overzealous because they just go to every aisle just blasting.
Well, the thing of it is, Steve, Trivette and CD have set up some sort of weird grocery cart trap where they have identical carts ready to go down these aisles just for a diversion, Steve. But after I think the third cart gets shot up, Trivette just shows up and just whoops that ass. And CD even gets a 1-2 in. But his old ass, he's like, it's been a while.
Broke his hand. Now they go back to the car. Meredith, she's just fixed on this merry-go-round outside the store.
So there's music, video games, Twinkies. Oh, okay. It's Louis Anderson's house. I'm sorry. I'm tuning into the wrong thing. I'm so sorry. So then we cut back to Norval. And Norval and Rebecca now, this guy's got games on games, Steve, because now he said, fuck the board games. We're going to Street Fighter, bitch. Pick up a controller. Dude, and he's whooping that ass, to be honest. She just doesn't like it, Steve. She's like, this is boring. Can we do something fun? You got any Coke?
I hate it here. Don't say things like that. On TV, he sees this news report with Meredith, the same one that she did with Hank, about the kidnapping. So now he knows that they're on to him.
I'll get you, bitch.
So he hog-ties the girl.
Lay down, bitch. Hold on. So then we cut back to Trivette and the psychic, and Trivette finally gets Meredith home after stopping at 8 armed robberies on the way. As they're approaching the door, it's ajar, Steve. The door, something's going on. So Trivette goes in, and when they get inside, Cranston laid out on the floor. Is he dead?
Yeah, he's
I think
done.
he got killed. I think he got off. So Norval, he's on a murder spree. He knows where to go. And Norval even left a nice little fun little message on the computer that's like, leave me alone or something. Like,
And a
dude, I
yo-yo
think
to
the cops
boot.
are gonna be able to track you down now. There's fucking fingerprints everywhere.
He even left a little yo-yo.
You can't play with my yo-yo.
Don't try to play me out. But the medics, they come to pick up Hank. But Meredith, she's just out now. They tell her, like, no, dude, you can't quit. Trivette's all sold now. Like, you helped us get those robbers. You know some things. I feel like you're on to something now.
What number am I thinking? 7? No, you were close. Anyway, you got powers, girl.
Yeah.
I can see it in you. So then, obviously, we got to get Chuck Norris in here a little bit. So Walker calls in just to throw a check in. He's heard about all this stuff. He knew about this case, and he's run a check on Norval. He's finding a couple other cases in the area that kind of match his MO, which is kidnapping young kids and killing them. So I guess, if it's happened in Texas, Norval's the guy, Steve. And now Walker's in on it too. It's only a matter of time. This pedo's going down, Steve.
He orders Trivette to take her to his ranch, and she meets the Native American, if you will. And she tells him, like, you have an amazing aura, bright colors, pink and orange.
Bitch, you are stupid like child. Fun fact about the show, Steve, this is the last appearance of Red Crow, which is the name of this character. But I like him because I was like, man, they're going to make this Native American guy be like, she has the gift. But he like kind of talks to her. He's like, nah, like you're getting all these voices, these spirits are talking to you, and now you're charging people because you can hear it. That's fucked up. And he just kind of like walks away. I was like, oh yeah, Red Crow.
And now Meredith, she has her doubts. One time she dreamt her parents died, and a week later it actually happened.
Yeah, well, and she's like, it's crazy because I shot him. So I guess I was like a premeditated thing, but whatever. Statute of limitations. But Trivette, he believes and he wants her to go to the cards, Steve. Check the cards. What do they say?
They read death.
Yeah. She pulls the one card. He's like, what does that mean? It's like, bitch, that's a death card. I think we all know what that means. I never did tarot once.
Something that I found, like, I guess, morbid. Trivette says that everyone has that in their future, though, right? And the fact that all 3 of those main guys are gone.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, I never even thought of that. I was like, yeah, that's true. That's some good old man logic. But, yeah, man. Especially with the passing of Chuck. That's a guy who was so powerful and tough that we made a meme of him in the early aughts, late 90s. He couldn't be stopped. He had a resurgence. In fact, I think he was more famous
from the memes.
From the memes than he ever was for anything else. Obviously respect that he was in a lot of martial arts movies, blah, 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 blah. But yeah, so this case, Steve, we got to get a breakthrough, and we're about to get that. So we see Norval. He's tailing CDs, Steve. He's tailing the team, and he's got his rape van. Again, psychic lady, cops, there's a rape van tailing you, okay? Like, let's check that out.
But she tells him that she's scared. The girl's very scared, but she's safe, and she's sure of that. And then she sees a toy carousel in the girl's room. So she takes the toy with her. And now she senses something. Now that she's outside, and she just feels it, but she can't pinpoint where it's coming from. But Norval, he's got his gun ready to aim and shoot.
I mean, this motherfucker has a sniper rifle in his van. He's got a whole weapons arsenal in here, and he's got it out. So he's in there zeroing in, and right at the last second, her psychic powers fully kick in. She's like, oh my God. Even though he's like right there. I mean, she was looking at him basically. But Trivette pulls a Texas Ranger 2-step, gets in the mix, gets her on the ground, but she takes a bullet, Steve. Norval got her in the shoulder.
Yeah.
But it's okay, man. It's all right. But Norval ready to go. This is a pedophile who's willing to take it to the next level, Steve. And yeah, I'm scared at this point. This guy's got a sniper rifle. He's got all the video games. So I don't know. Is he cool? Is he not?
They do know, though, that it keeps coming back to horses and music and horses.
Where's the connection? Finkel and Einhorn and Finkel. And then they're like, wait, horses. What if it's the carnival? Lights, horses, singing. It's either that or some sort of rodeo situation or line dancing club. And Lord knows we got a lot of those in Texas, but now they're on the scent. Dog's got a scent, Steve. I smell some pedophiles. CD's like, I smell pedophile.
Now Norval and Rebecca, they're at the carousel, and then he yokes Rebecca up.
Again, this pedophile does, like, he's cognizant he's on the run and people are looking for him, but he's not like shy about just today. Let's go on a carnival ride real quick.
Just
Kidnap victim, and she's like, "This sucks," and he's like, "Fucking shut up!" and like causes a scene in front of everybody, and he makes sure to get her back in his little jizz den, tied up, and he goes out to sort of like scope out the situation. He knows they're there, but is that enough? Because you ain't gonna get to drop on CD and Trivette.
and CD and Trivette, they show up to the carousel and they see nothing. But Norval, he sees them from the parking lot. He goes into his van and he quietly gets away. Now, back at Rebecca's house, the mom, she's with an officer. I guess he's going to be on the lookout, kind of like her watchdog in a way. And he hears a sound. So he gets his gun prepared and he makes it over to where that sound's coming from. And we cut back to Trivette and CD. They find the girl.
Yeah, because Meredith was like, okay, I got a whole beat on this. So they find her. She's okay. But then we cut back to the house, Steve. And also, I think they call Walker at this point, too, and they tell him to go to mom's. Rebecca's mom's like, Officer Doolittle, where are you at? Like, this is suspicious. And then, again, Norval's like some kind of like Splinter Cell guy because he's like the silent killer. She goes into the kitchen and cop's dead or knocked out. I can't tell in the show. There's no blood, but I feel like Norval's got 2 bodies on the count in this episode, Steve. More if you count the dead kids on his record.
Yeah, he's horrible at checkers, but he can play some 4D chess on some murder.
Yeah, he really just doesn't understand board games, Steve, and that's the thing.
That's his weakness. Yeah.
That's how you get to him. But so the mom's like, "Oh shit," and then Norval comes up, like shows himself. He's got the tool. You know, Steve. Now that we know Walker's on this case, it's only a matter of time. And right when we think Norval's about to kill the mom and cement his fatherdom to Rebecca, Walker Kool-Aid Man's into the house straight up through a window.
Yeah.
And I mean, after that, I was like, when's the roundhouse kick to the face? Because that's all it's going to be, Steve. It's like sweet chin music.
Yes. You want the shit? Yeah. I want to give you the shit.
Yes, Norval. And that's what happens, Steve. Norval tries to go toe-to-toe with the legend, takes a couple shots to the face, and then it's, like I said, sweet chin music, he's down. It's over with.
Hey, Mr. Cordell, sir, thank you for saving my life, but State Farm doesn't cover this. How the hell am I going to get this window back together?
Yeah. Hey, I'm going to need at least like a garbage bag. Can you guys help me out?
At least.
It's kind of
Thank
nice
you, though.
having this dumb little girl around. Like, oh God, let's call CPS. They've saved the day, Steven. Maybe supernatural powers exist because Meredith, she did help out. So we cut back to CDs. Meredith is giving CD sort of like the idiot's guide to the spirit realm. She's showing him cards, but this is a Texas good old boy, Steve. He's like, I don't like any of this shit.
It ain't natural.
It's damn disrespectful to Jesus, okay? But Trivette's like, look, man, she's been telling me some stuff. Check this out. And he does his little tarot card read. I love this because it's a callback to Phil Hartman's Damn from News Radio last week. But Trivette pulls this card out and CD takes it and he's like, hell, this looks like you, Cordell. And he hands it to Walker. And I didn't see it looked like Walker, Steve.
No,
I didn't really see it, but Walker's like, damn.
This is after Alex asked, like, do you know what my husband is?
That's what the question was.